Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich, and welcome to another Table Talk Thursday. Uh, as per usual, I should actually keep this within arm's reach because, um, I'm doing these in bulk, but I keep on reaching over there for the Table Talk Cube. I already took our card out for today, so as per usual, if you want to get your own Table Topic Cube, this is not sponsored. You can find a link to it in the description box below. While you're down there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit that little like button. Appease the algorithmic gods of YouTube. And like I said, this is not sponsored. And as I usually say, they do not make this particular Table Topic Cube anymore. However, or if they do, they don't have it on their site anymore. Um, at least last time I looked at it. But you can get one similar to this and with different focuses and whatnot. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into today's topic. As per usual, I do suggest that if you have a similar or a different take on this type of topic, go ahead and tell me in the description. If you make a video response to it, you can also put in the description saying, hey, I did a video on this. Go see my channel. And I'll go over there, possibly subscribe as well, because, if you're putting out content that I enjoy watching, I will do the same. I will subscribe to you because, well, I like to watch other people in the community as well. So anyway, let me get into today's topic, as I've already said. And the topic reads, if you saw a woman verbally abusing a child in a store, what would you do? So I don't like to get involved in people's parenting. So it depends on, are they verbally abusing? And I really have to stress a difference between, are they verbally abusing or are they attempting to rectify the behavior of this said child. If the child is misbehaving and they are trying to rectify this behavior by saying, you need to stop this, stop being a nasty person, this and that, or stop acting like a nasty person, something like that. That is different and apart from verbally abusing. Like, it's different than telling the child, hey, you're a little piece of shit, basically. So what would I do in the situation of somebody saying, hey, stop acting like a little piece of shit, rather than them saying that they are a piece of shit? And I usually don't swear on my channel, but yeah, that's something that's happening here. So the difference between, if the parent is saying stop acting like this, stop doing this, because this is not how you conduct yourself, especially in public around other individuals, I kind of, because I'm not a parent and because I don't, well, I'm a parent to fur babies. Yeah, Jelly's over here on her little kitty condo. She was trying to stay on my lap, but every this is off topic, I know. Every time she lays on my lap and I start recording a video, she ends up bumping the mic and going over to her kitty condo anyway, so she's been banished over to there. Anyway, I am a parent to fur babies. But I'm not a parent, so I cannot, I'm not a parent to human beings. So I'm not able to tell somebody how they should or should not parent their child, or their offspring, or the offspring that they are in charge of, quote unquote, in charge of. The one that they are a guardian to. I am not one to be able to tell them that their parenting or guardianship style is correct or incorrect. If they ask me, yes, I'm going to tell them. but I'm not one to force it on somebody because I don't have that standing to be able to impart that type of wisdom. Um, I can only speak in theoreticals and whatnot as somebody that does not have a human being to take care of. So if it is in a parenting style, I would sit back and I would kind of observe. However, if the parent in question, this woman in question, was verbally abusing the child, like, you're a piece of crap, you're fat, you don't need this because you're so large and whatnot, I might not get involved directly. um, Most of the time what I do as a witch, as I am prone to do in situations like that, is I will send some energy towards that child, and I will encompass this little uh, small human being into a cocoon of light and love and whatnot, even though I don't know this small human being. um, I will, excuse you. She is scratching at the door. Apparently she needs to go out soon. Well, I'll let you out here in a minute. Okay? Let me do the video first. Don't look at me like that. Thank you. I love you too. Anyway, you guys can't see any of this. You think I'm talking to like nobody, but there is I swear there's a cat here. See, you can see her there. Anyway, um, I, like I said, I won't necessarily directly engage with the adult who apparently is not adulting correctly. Um, I will usually encompass that child in some sort of protective energy bubble. Uh, I am very, in those situations, I'm very passive aggressive. So if I'm on the phone with somebody, I may talk a little bit louder about the situation to try to take some of that attention away from the child and put it on myself to kind of, let this woman, this supposedly a mother or guardian of some sort, as this question is proposing or seems to be proposing, is the mother. Um, I will try to redirect some of that attention towards myself, away from this child, to give that child a moment of respite. Um, Maybe also attempting at the same time to uh, kind of be that mirror on that adult of, this is, I'll act like I'm on the phone. I may not have anybody on the phone, but I may just talk a little bit louder, like, yeah, this lady's being a piece of crap and yelling at this child for no apparent reason and calling them names and this and that. I can't believe there's people in the world like this because they're a piece of shit. I will obviously and blatantly say that out loud, um, and know that the parent guardian in question is actually overhearing this, and maybe, just maybe a little bit, they take a little bit of that to heart, and that gets them to think and realize, like, this action that I am taking is not okay. Now, if it is somebody that I know, I will plainly go up to them and say that, um, you know, or I will take them away from the child and I will say to them plainly. But in this situation, it seems like I don't know this individual, um, so yes, I might passively aggressively say something like that. Um, and if it's like, I've never encountered something like overtly serious enough to involve, you know, any officials, like such as as child protective services. That's it. I'm trying to think of the name, or any type of child advocate. I've never been in this situation where I felt it called for, um, like a child protective services getting involved. So if I were in that situation, I would definitely be like on the phone calling for them to come out and whatnot, trying to impede the capability of this individual getting out of that. I would assume, yeah, and it does say store. That's what I had in my mind. I'm like, in a store? But I couldn't remember exactly if it said a store or not. But I would try to impede the capability of this individual leaving this area for the protection of the child, if it was that serious of a situation. Again, I've never come into a situation like that, so I don't know exactly what I would do in that situation. I would hope that I would call the proper authorities if that were the situation. Um, but yeah, I've never really seen a situation like that take place, so I can't say that I've done it before. Um, there was something else I was gonna say about this one. Oh, another one that I would do is if it were like a small passive aggressive thing from the adult to this child, I, such as, well, like, you need any more candy or you need any more of this and all that. Especially in the times of masklessness before the pandemic, I I would turn to the kid and say, "You're fine. You're good. Like, you're fantastic," or something like that. I would um, give that little nod to that child to let them know that they are a wonderful individual in and of themselves, that, you know, to not really care what somebody else says about them that made them feel terrible. So it's a lot harder to do that with a mask on and trying to socially distance from people. But especially since children are like germ factories, and yeah, one contact with a child and all of a sudden you got COVID. But um, yeah, I've not had that situation in a while because of socially distancing, but I would like turn to a child and say, you know what, you're doing okay. You're fantastic, just the way you are. This and that, um, in a non creepy way. I would definitely do that, and I've done that in the past. So yeah, I definitely rely on my passive aggressiveness in that situation, or in this type of situation, and I rely on my energy skills to direct energy towards somebody, and I also rely on my little sly of, "You're doing okay." So that's my answer to this week's Table Talk Thursday. Yeah, this one was a little longer of one. I really had to sit back and think on this one because this is a situation that is very odd for me, being not a parent, and having to differentiate, is this a parenting style, or is this a style in which the child in question is actually being abused? And I think there has to be that distinct line drawn there, that you need to differentiate between, is this a corrective action, or has this parent, guardian, individual gone a little way too far from trying to correct an action, and they're just being blatantly mean and abusive. So I think that's uh, a distinct line that has to be drawn and has to be thought of fairly quickly on the spot. So it's kind of a difficult question for me to answer in that situation. But answer it I did. And I'm just going to go and move on to the next week's video and, try to get some of these videos done in advance. So, yeah. Anyway, with all that being said, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye bye.